Just a few days ago, we were fortunate to have witnessed the Starfield Direct, which brought us 45 minutes of breathtaking environments, action-packed gameplay, and also a lot of new announcements. So here's the top 10 things we have learned from the Starfield Direct. Coming in at number 1 is multiple spaceships. Before the showcase, we were all wondering if you would be bound to only one ship in Starfield. Luckily, Bethesda revealed that that was not the case, and you can keep a whole collection. If you want to use another ship in Starfield, you can just simply go to the spaceport, which are found in most major cities and areas. Here, you can swap your current ship for one in your collection, buy a new ship, or sell your old one. And you can even fully customize and upgrade every single part of your ship. In the number 2 spot is the fact that not all star systems are available from the beginning. We can see that every star system has a level attached to it. This is a recommended level and not a requirement, since we see a player roaming a level 30 system at level 11. The thing that does stop you from going to every star system at the beginning of the game is the power of your grav drive. The grav drive allows you to jump or fast travel between different systems, but if your grav drive isn't powerful enough to cover the distance, that system is simply inaccessible. But there are 2 ways to increase your jump range. The first one is buying a better grav drive at a spaceport, and the second one is progressing one of the tech skills that increases the power of your grav drive. In 3, we have the gameplay review of melee combat. From what we saw, it will consist of knives and axes, and I think with the additional mobility of the boost pack, the melee combat in Starfield will feel a lot more dynamic than in previous Bethesda games. In number 4 we have the reveal of a brand new faction, the Red Maul, which is one of the evil factions and exudes a vibe of highly organized crime, contradicting the Crimson Fleet, who come across as a bunch of meatheads that just cause violence and chaos. In number 5 we have the companion system. Before the Direct we only knew that Vasco is your starting companion, but then the floodgates of information opened. Multiple members of Constellation are available as companions and can be romanced. Companions can be obtained through quests, random encounters, and can be hired at spaceports. All of these companions will make up your crew. You will have a main crew on your ship, and you can also send crew members to your various outposts. The reason you would want to do that is because each companion has its own set of skills. These are the same skills you as the player can obtain, and with them your companion can aid you in battle, and your crew members can improve the performance of your ship and outpost. In the number 6 spot we have a new gear rarity system. In Starfield, most weapons and apparel are from the normal variety, and will just do damage and give you resistances. But there's a small chance you find rare, epic or legendary gear, indicated by 1, 2 or 3 stars. What they do, for each star they add a random effect to your weapon or apparel. Take this legendary space helmet for example. When you put it on, you take 15% less damage from robots, you can bank 2 extra auto attempts for lockpicking, and you get a 10% chance to ignite nearby attackers. This does look like randomly generated loot though, and I assume there will also be unique weapons, with predetermined effects that you will get as quest rewards for example. And in number 7 we have the reveal of a brand new weapon type, electromagnetic weapons. Together with ballistic and energy, these are the 3 weapon types in Starfield. Electromagnetic weapons, also referred to as mag weapons, will consist of high-powered ballistic arrays and feature a precise laser targeting system. In number 8 is space. After last year's showcase, I got the impression that space would be fairly empty. But now we saw that in the year 2330, space is as busy as ever, with friendly ships to meet, space stations to visit, and there will always be the ever-looming threat of space pirates. They also showed that there was much more to ship combat than they originally let on. While in spaceflight, you need to actively manage this point system, which you can use to adjust your travel or combat capabilities on the fly. So space combat is a bit more intricate than just pointing and clicking on your target. In number 9 we have the Force. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have Force-like powers in Starfield. My prediction is that these come from the artifacts you touch at the beginning of the game. If you think about it, artifacts that cause gravitational anomalies grant you gravity manipulating powers. That doesn't seem too far-fetched. And if I would have to guess, you might unlock more powers by progressing the main story and discovering more artifacts, and then upgrade them by discovering anomalies like these. Before we get to the number 10, I have one bonus. which is the return of the adoring fan from Oblivion. We already knew the trait Hero Worshipped existed, but now we could finally see him in the flesh. And to be honest, he's even more obnoxious than I thought he would be.
I can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing the same air. I've got to have every molecule.
Then coming to the number 10 spot is the reveal of Early Access and the first Starfield DLC, called Shattered Space, first story expansion. So yes, if you are willing to put down 30 extra bucks, you can play Starfield 5 days early. Which is a business model I do not fully agree with, but hey, it's Starfield 5 days earlier, so I'm sold. On that note, we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and in the coming weeks I am planning to do a lot of deep dives and discussions on specific parts of the Starfield Direct. So if you're interested in that, consider hitting the subscribe button. And then I hope to see you all at the next video.